if you enjoy my work, and if you're learning something. If you're learning something, please tell somebody and let them know that this is something different. It's not your typical run of the mill, retail traders type stuff. This is smart money that I have taken from Forex and I have transferred it over to crypto, and it works quite well. It's been working for me, and I'm wanting it to work for you. That's why I'm doing this. I'm wanting to teach everybody about this so that way they're not stuck holding the bag and getting screwed to no end. So thanks for watching, and coming up is the last part. A wise man once told me about the power of three. That means manipulation, consolidation, and distribution. I haven't even got through any of these. We're going to try to run through these really quick. Here is Matic. Matic had a huge fall, but then again, I have a feeling we'll probably see some good daylight out of this pretty soon. It did come down and hit this last, see it pull back down again, like we said with the other ones. It could happen 1, 2, 3 more times. Who knows? It could happen throughout the whole month of February. We could see the consolidation, and by March, boom, we should probably see the distribution finally take place. But this did try to reach up at least and pull a shorter block right here. And also the fair value gap that was on the daily. Right now I'm on the weekly, so if we went to the daily, you can see that there is a big fair value gap right here, and it looks like whenever the manipulation happened and came down through here, it got all the way down into the, looks like whenever the manipulation happened and came down through here, it got all the way down into the almost to the bottom of the fair value gap, pulled back up. Now we're probably going to get to the bottom of the fair value gap daily, or maybe that was even the weekly. But what I see also is I see this wick right here up at the top that is way higher than the candle right here. And that is what we usually call a redeliver rebalance, meaning that it is eventually going to try to make its way up here. Because whenever you have a wick that's higher than the previous candle, you usually don't even think of it as a wick. You usually just want to cut it off and then think of it as, okay, you have a fair value gap here, and now you have another fair value gap here. So that's generally how we think of something like that whenever you have a wick that's like way high. I mean, but not like one of these ones that are like, screaming down or anything like that. Those are just called liquidity runs. Those aren't really like what we would call redeliver rebalance. A redeliver rebalance is more just, hey, it's a little bit longer than the previous candle before it. That's about all. But it could also mean, there we go, that means it pulled up, it hit the bear shorter block, and then boom, it was forced back down to the daily fair value gap. Again, push back up into the weekly. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Push back up into another daily fair value gap. And so it's kind of stuck in between. Where could it get down to? It could get as low as, I honestly think it's gotten as low as it's going to go. I really don't think it's going to try to get any lower than this. Right now I'm on the daily, and right there is a fair value gap, but you can see it already has fought, it has already filled that daily fair value gap. So since it has already filled that, then there's no more imbalance. But sometimes it takes a couple times for it to run through the imbalance before it makes it completely, you know, finished, I guess you could say. So I would say hang tight, because I think Matic may still have some more droppage to go. It may have to do with this daily fair value gap. Watch for more fair value gaps within here. But as you can see right here, I've drawn this already. They're equal highs right here. It's going to be aiming for that, right? I always look for where it's going to aim to. I look for equals, equal highs, equal lows, things like that, to where it's going to try to go toward. This, I don't think it's going to try to get down here. It could, it definitely could, but to me, this is way too low. And I don't think we got this low, you're going to scare people off, and people are not going to be interested in trying to buy Matic again. Unless the elites do finally grab a hold of it and buy their way out of it, and by then regular people don't want to buy anymore. So that's why I do not think it is going to get that low. BNB is another one that's surprising me. Wow, is this low? I, I've been trying to wrap my head around this one, to be honest. Just because it doesn't make sense. I mean, I'm on a daily chart right now, and as you can see, I mean, it's slowly been going up. We really haven't had anything too major happen with it, um, other than just recently. I mean, falling back into the 300s whenever it's been into 400s or 500s. But as you can see, this one day that it did fall, I'm pretty sure it was the day everything fell. January 21st, it moves back up. Well, it fell down into the fair value gap daily. It was also a 4-hour one, same thing. And then it moves back up into this fair value gap daily, and now it's pushing back down. And so, again, here's the manipulation, and then it gets stuck in between two fair value gaps. So here we go, here's consolidation, until it eventually pushes through one of these two areas, which I believe more than likely is going to be the top area. And what I would do personally is I would Fibonacci. Always, if you ever get these fair value gaps, try to do a fib, and then once you do a fib, mark the halfway point, and then watch the reaction off the halfway. I guarantee you're going to see some kind of reaction off the halfway point. You're not going to expect it. Here's how you can compare the three different, and then it couldn't. Well, actually, look at this. You see okay, this is interesting. I forgot the specific term for this, but there is a specific term for this, to where it the bodies don't touch, and it leaves a wick area in between. That is another imbalance. This is going to act as another imbalance. So it's definitely, I mean, these two imbalances up above are going to be sucking this thing up. So I think it looks like we have some good signs ahead of us from NASDAQ, and that was the futures. This is the CFDs. CFDs are a little bit different in the fact that they're actually trading right now, considering it is a Sunday night. And the futures don't trade until the morning. And the futures are dead on. The prices of the futures are the prices of the futures. That they don't vary from brokers or anything like that. CFDs can vary from brokers, so that's the one thing you do have to be wary of. And one thing to also take note of, I would like to show you really quick before we get off here. I know I've kept you on here for way too long, but one last thing. Actually, what I'll do is I will do this. I'll just go back to NQ, and then what we can do is we can do compare, right? And we can do ES, and that is going to be the S&P 500. And then what we can do is we can do a new pane. Okay. And actually, let me get rid of these indicators here because they're not going to mean much. Wait, what happened to ES? How come it didn't go into a new pane? Maybe it did and I accidentally deleted it. Okay, hold on. ES. No. New pane. Here we go. And then the next one is going to be, what was it? Dow Jones Index Futures, but there's something else with it. And CFD, come on, where are you? I can never remember the actual Dow Jones one. Jesus. I know most of them are, see, these are all CFDs. Oh well, alright, weird. Screw it. We'll just have to do a CFD until I can figure out what. Oh, no, come on. And then here, what we can do, we can take this and do line. Major indices, right? And this is how you can tell which one is the strongest one, which one is the weakest one. Now, what you want to do is look to see for low points like this. Now, as you can see, you have the Dow Jones actually making a lower low than the rest of these. The rest of these kind of made equal lows. Actually, this one made up a little bit of higher low. So, that being said, it looks like that the NASDAQ would be the stronger one. Now, what does that mean? That means whenever you're going to try to place a trade, keep that in mind because it is going to be the one that is probably going to make more noise, I guess you could say, or make a bigger splash than the other two. Unfortunately, here it looks like it came down further than these two, and this one came lower as well. Okay, but look at this. This guy, what did this guy do? Came up way higher before it came down. So there's a lot of strength in NASDAQ right now. This is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a lot of strength in NASDAQ. These guys are the other two, the S&P and the Dow Jones, look like they're kind of just, kind of going along for the ride, especially here. Jeez, Dow Jones making a huge dip. S&P a little bit one, yeah, NASDAQ a little bit of one too, but here you can see that the NASDAQ made a huge, way bigger rally than the other two. So, I would expect the NASDAQ to be on I wouldn't say on a tear, but at least outperforming the other two over the next, maybe a couple days, maybe the next week or something like that. Anyways, geez, I know I've talked way too much, and I know you guys don't want me to talk anymore. My God, it's been an hour and a half. I'm probably gonna have to cut this into like 3 30-minute segments. So thanks for watching, and remember to always wear your pants, guys.